for 10 days. My sister got engaged, and so it was my mom, my dad, my sister Danielle, my grandma, my grandpa, my dog Buddy, and like 10 other family members, like whoever comes over is just there. We're in New Jersey, 10 days. I like a lot of things about Jersey. I like pizza, but I don't want to eat it 10 days in a row. And so, you know, my family is like really Italian, like off the boat Italian, and no, I'm not adopted. And when I get there, right when I get off the airport, my mom, she's excited to see me, and then she's like, Jennifer, and no one else calls me Jennifer. And she's like, did you get your hair done before you came home? And I'm like, yeah, I did. Thanks, Mom. Oh, because I think it looks a little too blonde for your age. So I'm just gonna like let that first one slide, I decide. And we get in the car, and we go straight to David's Bridal. Like, do not pass go. I'm right off the red eye, and we are in the warehouse of like bridezillas. And I'm trying on all these like hideous dresses, and they have like the like sash thing that means you're not gonna be able to wear it again. And I'm putting them all on. And like, so it's my mom, my sister, and my grandma. And I'm putting them on, and I see them giving me like this little side eye thing. And I know it's not the dresses. So I just like wait, I put on like 3 or 4 more dresses, and finally I'm like, what? And my mom's like, well, I just think that you might have gained a few pounds since we last saw you. So like she means well, like these are not insults. These are just motherly observations. So I decide I'm gonna give her a daughterly observation. And I'm like, you know what, Mom, you have a few more wrinkles since last time I saw you. For your age. I didn't say that because she's Italian and you don't piss off an Italian woman, especially on your first day. So we get back to the house, and you know my grandma says, "Oh, come sit with me on the couch," and she asks, "Why am I single?" She actually says, "Always a bridesmaid, never a bride." And then she asks, "Why am I single?" And so I say, like, you know, I'm just trying to find the right guy and like, find love or whatever. And she accepts this, but the thing is, she's 90, and she has like a little bit of dementia, probably a little bit more than a little bit of dementia. And she keeps asking me like 27 times, why am I single? So by like the 28th time, I just feel myself like boiling, and I'm like, why am I single? Well, all of the guys in Los Angeles are Peter Pan man children that don't want to grow up. Every now and then, I need a good fuck, Grandma, so I'll just get a one-night stand, and I might be the only sane person left in Los Angeles. She completely forgot in like 2 minutes. Thank God, and no one else heard. And then she was like, well, okay, I just really want to see you like married and happy before I die. So I tell her, like, this is why I'm still single, because if I find the love of my life and live happily ever after, you drop dead. That's it, like, life complete. And I'm hoping that she remembers this in her will. Alright, that was mean. So I am there for my sister's like engagement ceremony thing, and she's getting married. She's younger than me, and so she's getting married before me. And you know, I'm 30 and I'm single. I'm 32, and yeah. So when I get back to LA, I'm kind of thinking about this, and I'm like, maybe I should find someone at least for a date for the wedding. And so I start like swiping left and swiping right, and seeing what's out there. And I quickly learned that like online dating is very similar to online shopping. You just have to get it on to know if it's gonna fit. So okay, let me just quickly tell you about a few of these eligible bachelors. The first guy I go out with, man gorgeous. I have no idea. I don't know if that's his name, his job, that he just introduced himself as man gorgeous. So my second date, that didn't go anywhere. My second date was actually really, really good. We went out, we went bowling, we had this really good time. You're not gonna eat the Heimlich, are you? Okay. We had a really good time. And then I come home and I tell my roommate, I'm like, oh, it was really good. I had a really good time. I really like this guy. And like 30 minutes later, I'm feeling a little anxious. Like 45 minutes later, I'm starting to feel like full-blown depressed. And I'm like, do I like this guy? Or do I just really like bowling? Because I hadn't been bowling in years, so I was really confused. And the only rational solution was like, I'm gonna have to go out with this guy again. So we go out again, we go to a comedy show, and we're having that like awkward 2-drink minimum thing before we see if his friend sucks, which he did. And afterward, we're back at the bar, and he must have had too much to drink because he just blurts out, "You're the oldest girl I've ever gone out with." And he's older than me. And I'm like, all right, great. And he's like, does that bother you? I'm like, well, it didn't bother me until you brought it up. And, so we're sitting there, and then he's like, he won't let it go. He's like, well, like, are you concerned? Like, do you think that maybe, that you're not gonna be able to have kids, or that you should freeze your eggs? So I'm like, okay. I'm like, if I had known we were gonna harvest my eggs on the second date, I would've wore sweatpants so we could just like put my legs in the stirrups and just do this shit. Like for real. So that was it. That guy was out. And so we go on a few more dates, and the thing is, like, dating is just, not him, other people, it's just stressful, and I don't know about you guys, but when I'm like stressed out, I hold it in one spot, my stomach. And it's really just like unpredictable, like violent diarrhea. Like no joke, I get such bad IBS before I go on dates. Like I am literally at my house, I have like one butt cheek on the toilet, and the other butt cheek is like reaching for my cell phone because it's 50-50 if I'm gonna cancel on you. And so I met this guy, and I do like him, and things have been going well, and we've kind of, gotten past the first couple dates, and I don't know really how to tell him. And we're at that point where I feel like we could go to the next level. Like maybe we're gonna take like an overnight trip for Labor Day weekend this weekend. And he kind of brought it up, but he wants to go camping, which is like my worst nightmare because there's no amount of trips to Ralph's for toilet paper and Imodium that can fix this scenario. So I don't know how to tell him, so I just figured, fuck it. And I invited him here tonight. He was sitting right there with my friends when he started, so I think I should maybe go look for him outside. Thanks, guys. Thank you.